Now you have completed the first part of theory with assertions. So you have learned how to write assertions and how to write properties as well. And the next part is how to write sequences and how to write different kind of sequences with repetitions and cycle delays. So before going to the next session, you will go through a simple example of writing an assertion in a module and doing a simulation, and purposefully we will violate the assertion and see how errors are flagged in the simulation. So here is a design module named command selector. Its functionality is very simple in this case. Here we are trying to implement this command selector as a selection of command between read and write. So based on which value, whether it is read enabled or write enabled, which input value is high, it will select one of these command and make d-valid high and propagate that command into the output command. So the output command is a type of command cmd_t, which is an enumeration. So it got 4 different values like idle, read, write, and invalid. So by default, the output should be in idle state. Whenever read enable is high, the next cycle the output should be high, and whenever the write enable is high, in the next session output should be high, and otherwise if none of them are present, again the output cmd will be idle. So in this case we will make an assumption that there is a restriction in the input conditions that both read enable and write enable should not be high at any point of time. So this we will write as an assertion, and we will violate this assertion purposefully and see what will happen in the simulation. So here is a functional part of the module. In an always begin and block within a clocked with a positive edge of clock. If there is a reset, the output d-valid will be 0 and command will be idle. If there is read enable, then output cmd will be a read. If it is if there is no read enable and there is a write enable, then the output will be write, and if none of them are present, the output will be 0. So it's very clear that first priority is given to read enable, but still in this case we just wanted to make sure that at any point in time both read enable and write enable should not be asserted. So this is written as a assertion here. So we have written a property one at a time, and its clocking event is at positive of clock, and it's a simple boolean expression writing this property saying read enable and write enable, the logical AND between read enable and write enable should not be high at any point in time. Therefore, if both of them are high, then this will be 1 and it will violate the assertion. So also you have written an assertion with these properties like with the name ASR1 at a time, and this is how we declared an assertion. In the test bench part, this is your module instantiation. After the initial part to dump the signals, clock and reset part, your functional test bench start here, and here initially you are waiting for a reset, and after the reset at every positive edge of the clock, you will change the read enable and write enable values. So initially both of them will be 0, and then you will make read enable 1, write enable 0, then read enable 0, write enable 1, and at this point you will make both read enable and write enable 1, and you should see a failure in the assertion. Now let's run the simulation and see the results. So here is a waveform. This is a point where the reset is deasserted, and from here onwards you can see your read enable and write enable is getting changed accordingly as per described in the test bench part. Now if you see the simulation log, you can see that it is flagging offending assertion errors. So it's saying the assertion is violated at point 0, which is offending both read enable and write enable is 0. So it will say in which part of the test bench the assertion is failing. So it is test bench dot your input your design instantiation dot ASR1 at a time. So this is an ASR1 at a time is the name of the assertion. So since you have only single assertion here, all of them are the same. You can see that it start failing at time 0. So it will fail from 0 till 6000 nanosecond, and after that it is not failing, and it is failing at 10,000 nanosecond. So this failure was expected because we are purposefully making both read enable and write enable high at this point of time. You can see that this is where both, so this is a read enable, and this is a point where both of your read enable and write enable is set high from the test bench. So it will be sampled in the clock which is coming at time 10,000 nanosecond, and here the assertion should give a failure. So this failure is intended, but you are seeing a lot of failure from time 0 till your time 6000. Ideally, you don't want to sample the values of this input read enable and write enable when there is a reset asserted. So you don't want to flag error from this point till this point where there is a reset present. So this can be done in the assertion by disabling the assertion for the period where there is a reset is asserted. So I will modify the code here. I have added a disabled IFF condition to this property. So this is a generalized syntax to add a disabled condition to a property. After the clocking event, you can give a disabled IFF condition. So this property will be disabled at this point when this condition is satisfied. So when the reset is low, this whole property will be disabled, and as this property is disabled, it will not fail an assertion error at this point of time. Now if I run the simulation again here, you can see that the waveform will be the same. So let's see the simulation log. You can see that a lot of error has gone out, but still there are two errors. So first error is at 6000 nanosecond, and the second error is at 10,000 nanosecond. So this is the actual intentionally made error, but again you can see an extra error at the 6000 nanosecond. So if you see here in the simulation, you can see at this point, when at the time there is 6000 nanosecond, both read enable and write enable are still driving X values to this design. So at this point, the sampled value of this read enable and write enable will be the stable value from this time region, which will be equal to X. And since both of them are X, it is failing. It is making the assertion to fail. The solution for this is, for all the valid inputs to your DUT, you should drive a stable value to all of your inputs after reset. That means after reset, all of the inputs should have a stable value, and this is true with most of the inputs in most of the DUT, but there could be some exceptions. Therefore, I am modifying the test bench code to drive a stable value in the input at reset. So I'm driving from the very beginning, I'm driving read enable and write enable as 0. And if I run this test bench after this, you will see only one failure in the simulation log, which is at 10,000 nanosecond, which is exactly what we have intended to do or intended to fail at this point. So here it will show messages like offending this assertion. You can make these messages as error messages or warning messages, either by using scripts in your running simulation running scripts, or by using Systemverilog functions. In the next lecture, we will slightly modify these assertions so that we are separating the assertion from this design module and writing it in a different module.